In this video, I will show you a behind-the-scenes look here at Pacific Fighters. Today we will look at this SNJ3 that has just received a fresh paint job, as well as cover the history of the scheme, how we chose the colors, stencils, and paint application. Taking a look at the history of these markings, this paint scheme represents an SNJ3 Texan of Marine Air Group 11. These pictures were taken in 1943 on the island of Espiritu Santo over in the South Pacific. This airbase supported the U.S. Army Air Corps and Marine Corps. Note the lack of a painted border around the national insignia. While looking at original photos of this plane as reference, the size, placement, and lack of a blue border around the bars of the insignia were copied as close as we could to the wartime scheme. The two-tone scheme that we did on this SNJ was introduced in 1941 on aircraft in the Pacific Theater. It wore a scheme of blue-gray over light gray before being superseded by the tricolor scheme. In our search to find the blue-gray and the light gray colors, we first took a look at a few sources, starting with this original Army-Navy Aircraft Camouflage Standards book, then cross-referencing what we found there with the Federal Standard Color System, and then taking a look at books such as The Real Colors of World War II Aircraft by A.K. And triple checking these sources gives us the peace of mind that the colors chosen are accurate to what the plane would have looked like in wartime. The final colors that were chosen actually came from one of our friends in the industry who was painting a Hellcat in the same two-tone scheme. All of our past projects like Berlin Express, the D-87 Avenger, and others were gone about the same way, just looking at a bunch of books and literature that has been collected over the years. A super duper cool add-on / detail on the Texan are these block treaded tires. Also notice the decals and stencils on the landing gear. These are the kinds of little details that I geek out on, and it just gives the airplane a museum look, like a museum quality look. Painting the plane went down about how you would expect, a gigantic amount of never-ending sanding, cleaning, stripping, and masking. And to mention again, never-ending masking in particular. I don't have a ton of shots of us painting because we didn't know we would make a YouTube video until later down the road. We freehanded the camouflage to get an original overspray look like what you would have seen on these planes during the war. I would also draw out on the plane where the camo line would be to give a visual as to where to paint. Once the plane is painted comes, in my opinion, one of the fun parts, which is adding the stencils. We copied the font from this original T6 center section that my Uncle Bill has over at ATW Aviation in Arizona. To understand where the stencils are located, we referred to this North American T6 stencil blueprint. It can be a tedious process weaning out all of the letters on the stencil, but the finished result is very rewarding, and it gets the look of the plane closer to that museum quality that I was talking about earlier. During the manufacturing process of these airplanes during the war, inspector stamps are often seen throughout the airplane. These stamps we had recreated and added them to various parts of the plane. John and Zeb are seen here taking a tape measure and measuring from the antenna mast in front of the airplane to the rudder, getting the distance needed to hang a HF antenna. This is like a copper wire that you connect from both ends of the airplane. We don't use this nowadays, but we still put it on the airplane to get that cool World War II look. John Jr. and John Sr. are attaching the lower cowling piece. To conclude the paint job part of this video, putting the time in to find the authentic colors and getting those mixed flatter than sin will get you well on your way to filling that void, to achieving the museum quality aesthetic. If you have any thoughts or opinions on this, let us know down below. If you think this video is cool, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Just search Pacific Fighters, and we'll see y'all next time.